Hello everybody, I'm Tony Pellegrino, and today we're going to talk about terminology. If you've had other people talking over your head about the Jeep terminology, today you're going to learn the difference between a track bar and a tie rod and everything else. So we're going to cover a whole bunch of subjects, try and break it down to the basics so that everybody can follow along and help you understand everything there is to know about your Jeep. So the first place we're going to start is some terminology about the Jeep itself. So you've got your departure angle, your breakover angle, and your approach angle. These angles are important because when the Jeep is built from the factory, they're building a Jeep to get good mileage and also pass all the safety tests. When we take a Jeep out off-roading, we don't care about any of that stuff. What we want is more ground clearance. We want better angles so that when you come off of something, it doesn't hit the rear bumper or the spare tire or the front bumper or the undercarriage, right? So immediately we usually put a lift kit, tires and wheels on these things, get them up a little bit. And these are all important pieces because as the Jeep is stock, you'd be lucky to get over a curb without bashing the bottom. And by the way, right here on the bottom is very important equipment. That's your transfer case, your transmission, this is your cross member, your front suspension mount, and your exhaust. So those are all very important things that you don't want to damage right there in the middle. So understanding what you're after is important and how it improves your Jeep. So let's go to the next slide here. And here is, I'm going to explain this because we've split a Jeep in half. So this is the GenRight way with coilovers and a flat belly. And this is the factory way where you've got a bunch of stuff sticking down. So I wanted to show you the two differences because it all happens right here. So when we were talking about breakover angle or ground clearance, we put a flat belly skid on, which gives you 3 inches more ground clearance right in the middle. That improves your ability to break over a hump or an obstacle out on the trail. That 3 inches is very important because in order to get 3 more inches out of your ground clearance you have right now, you'd have to put on a 6-inch bigger tire to move the belly up 3 inches, right? Because it's half the distance of the tire. So, but the problem is you don't want to put on a 6-inch bigger tire because that raises the whole vehicle up, which raises your center of gravity. So you want your center of gravity as low as possible. That'll make it drive better on the street and off-road when you're on side hills or going up or down things. This really makes a difference in the handling of the vehicle. So understanding the departure angle, you can see here, by the time we put on a higher clearance rear bumper and a bigger tire, it's almost straight up and down. And then same in the front. Bigger tire, higher clearance front bumper, almost straight up and down again. So all around, you've improved this vehicle for off-road travel. And these are very important aspects. You can see people with big tires and stuff's hanging down. I mean, if anything's hanging down, it's not going to work. And like I said, this is your front control arm mount, your exhaust, and your transmission, your gas tank. Everything is hanging down right there. And none of that is good. None of it is stuff that you want to bump, bash, or damage in any way. Okay, let's go to the next slide. All right, so there is over on our GenRight website, we've got a Tech Talk web page. And in there is a link to this breakover calculator. You simply enter in the number of inches of ground clearance you have and how long your wheelbase is, and it will calculate what your breakover is. The number you're after is 40. So whatever your wheelbase is, you're after a 40-degree breakover is the word I'm looking for in that combination. So if you get a chance, check that out if you're curious about it at all. And that's what my Jeep, the Terremoto is, the Aftershock is all 40 degrees. All right, that's the end of this episode. Stay tuned for more stages of the terminology video series. We're covering all kinds of subject, and it'll tell you everything you need to know to become an expert in terminology about your Jeep.